just talk and see what happens. Okay.
I don't know where to begin. I feel kind of like numb.
Yeah.
Okay, put it back a little bit more. Okay, I guess I'll just start.
Yeah.
So this is really difficult, guys. Oh dear. Been dreading doing this video, like dreading it. So this is probably one of the hardest videos that I've ever had to make. It's something so raw. Oh God. So I've been struggling a lot over the last good few years, really, since probably before we got married.
Yeah.
I think since I was about 29-ish, 28.
That's about right to me.
Yeah, I've been kind of struggling with my sexuality, really, and it's been bothering me for ages. And I've mentioned it to Tig, like, since it first became an issue for me. I just kind of expressed that I was struggling with it, and at that point gave him the option to leave because I didn't know what I wanted and I was really confused. But he stuck with me, didn't you?
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, so he stuck with me.
Yeah.
And we got married. And just to kind of put into the mix, I was on diazepam for my anxiety, which was acting like a suppressant for me. And I was always worried that what if when I come off my medication that the feelings I'm experiencing become more intense and overwhelming. Anyway, we got married, my back injury happened, and I couldn't withdraw off my tablets or anything. Tig basically became my carer. He looked after me. I couldn't do anything without his help. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't do anything, really. Only really the last sort of couple of years I've started to be able to be more independent. It's only really this year that I got off my medication finally, and I've been on that since I was 23 for anxiety. I don't know where I'm going with this. I've been struggling with this feeling that something that I'm doing is wrong. I've been struggling with depression, and the thing that has been going round and round in my head is the one thing I haven't dealt with, and that's my sexuality. I've always sort of known that I'm more into females than guys, and I just thought maybe I was bisexual. I've been trying to deny myself, I guess, for a long time. Just think in my head, I love Tig, because I do. I love Tig so much. He's like my best friend. And I've thought in my head, that's enough. And all these other feelings that keep washing up and overwhelming me, that I can cope with them and I can deal with them as long as we've got each other. You love somebody, your best friend is somebody, and you get on so well with that person, and you have to turn everything upside down because you're actually cornered in and you're left with no choice. It feels like something so overwhelming that I have to deal with because the depression has been so bad, and I feel like I'm sort of lying to myself. I'm terrified if I don't face this and deal with it, that I'm gonna just lose more and more of myself.
Yeah.
We decided to separate, me and Tig. It's been a long process. Slowly sort of started to tell some of my friends. Slowly.
There's a lot of people who think we're still together.
Yeah. A lot of people think we're still together. Why do I have to keep crying? What is wrong with me?
Because it's sad.
I know.
Because it hurts.
It's like a blubber box. Jess has been really supportive to me throughout all of this. I kind of went to her about this about a year or so ago, really, to sort of try and get some help because I couldn't really deal with this. Mentioned it to Pete and Dan earlier this year. They've been really supportive to me and to Tig as well.
Yeah.
You know, his friends have been like, oh, you're better off out than
No, they weren't at all.
You're better off away from that old one. No.
My friends were quite sad to hear that we're breaking up.
A lot of my friends have been really surprised that, you know, we're not together anymore, but not that surprised that I'm gay, I guess. Maybe it's because I've been bi. I've acknowledged I'm bi for so long, or maybe it's really obvious and I'm just dumb.
Clearly I didn't clock on. I think sometimes in life we're usually the last person to know what's really going on in our own mind. You're trying to make sense of the world from inside your own head, whereas other people watch you kind of fumbling around and kind of clock onto the patterns.
Well, there she is now, dirty little lesbian. I don't particularly like labelling any at all. I really don't. But like, just for the purposes of this video, I guess that this is the whole epicenter of why we're ending is because of that, which is why I'm kind of going into it. Because people's sexuality is their own business. It's down to them and whoever they're with to tell people about that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with talking about your sexuality at all, but
it's not something that you have to talk about.
No,
with people. It's a choice.
It's completely irrelevant to, like, you know, I'm going to Marks and Spencer's, I'm a Gaylord. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't really make a difference unless you get a discount with, like. Point is I wouldn't even be publicising this journey of self-discovery, if you like. That sounds really cheesy, but you know what I mean?
No, but that's what it is.
I wouldn't be documenting this, or I wouldn't be sharing this, I wouldn't be publicising this. Only reason is I don't want people thinking we just stopped loving each other, or we found some other people, or you know what I mean, or something like this, because that's not what happened. It was something that was so in my core I couldn't
silence it.
No.
It wanted to be heard.
For the record, I really tried.
I remember it was quite traumatic to watch someone you love so much hurting themselves so much.
I didn't try because I was rejecting being gay. I was trying because I was rejecting the notion of having to take, because I didn't want to. And I didn't want to turn my life upside down, and I didn't want to have to start again. I didn't want to have to deal with this. It wasn't something that I knew about. I genuinely didn't know. I didn't know. And then as I got older, I thought, well, I'm bi, and I was cool with that. But it was a combination of situations, and as I got off my medication, everything became much louder. It's more and more intense. The light's gone on.
And you can't turn it off.
No, I just can't do it.
I mean, I watched for quite a long time while you were basically trying to reject any notion in your head that there was anything wrong with the situation. But I also at the same time watched you getting more and more depressed, less like yourself, more detached. You were just struggling so much, and it's horrible. It's like when you love someone so much and you know them so well, and you can see that they're hurting themselves just to try and make something work. It's not right. It's horrible. It's the last thing you want. It's the last thing you want to see is someone literally destroying themselves because they're trying to suppress their own nature. They're trying to suppress themselves. And the person I fell in love with is the person you were in effect suppressing. You were suppressing your own identity.
Moved it closer. Stupidly put a tiny bit of makeup on now, and I literally was crying from the minute I started.
Oh.
Those of you that don't know, we met when he was 18 and I was 20.
We'd like grown up together.
Yeah. We haven't been together now for 9 months.
Yeah, 9 months.
A big part of me wants to just stay in it. Like, a big part of me doesn't want to leave. Tick's like, he's like my home. Or like, I'm home when I'm with him, and it feels like I'm being put out in the cold, and I don't want to go out in the cold. I can't take the risk of destroying myself either, and I know I have to try.
You shouldn't ever take the risk of destroying yourself. If you have a chance to be happy, no one wants to push themselves to the point where they feel so lost that they don't know why they're living anymore.
The feeling hasn't gone away, and I kept fighting and fighting to make the relationship work and hoping that it would just go away. I don't regret anything. Like, every minute I've been with Tig has been amazing. Genuinely, he's one of the loveliest people. We've had our issues for sure, but everybody does. But we're literally at our core, we're like best friends, and that's what's kept us going. And I thought, if I just keep trying, maybe I can beat this and I don't have to deal with it. And it can be something that I just overcome. But it hasn't worked that way. And I'm scared that if I prolong it any longer, because this has been a battle that I've been going over and over for at least 10 years, at least. And I'm terrified if I don't deal with this, where I'm going to be in 5 years' time, or what's going to happen. I feel like I have no choice. I have to take a chance and deal with it, even though I really don't want to. Even though I don't want to leave. I don't want us to be over, but I don't have any choice. I have to just try. As Leanne Rhymes says, you can't fight the moonlight. Just wanted to let you guys know that we're not together anymore, but we really are best as friends, and we're not.
It's just the friends.
We're planning on trying to move out together still.
Yeah.
Get us separate rooms, but
share a place.
yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Tick. Like, the way he cared, like, helped me when I with my back injury, like, he sacrificed himself. He's been so supportive. When I came to him with this in the first place, he listened, he was compassionate, he didn't judge me. He just wanted me to be happy, because he was such a nice person. That's why I tried so hard to make it work, because I knew what a precious person this man is and how amazing he is, and I didn't want to lose him, and I wanted all the faith and trust that he'd put in me to be rewarded, really, and for it to work out. And it really hurt that I couldn't do that, you know?
But I have been rewarded. I wouldn't change a single day of the last 18 years. I've never had so much fun in all the time, in all of my life. Seriously, the last 18 years since I met Kate have been the most deranged, adventure-filled, hilariously just ridiculous fun. And I wouldn't change anything. Just through knowing you, I feel like I'm a better person. Seriously. Because you're literally the most caring person I know.
You're the most caring person.
No, more grouchy by far, actually. No, seriously, I'm the most grouchy person on the planet.
Do you know the only reason he's grouchy is because I come in there in the middle of the night and I'm like,
it's such fun.
And he's really encouraging me as well to go. Like, obviously it's been really difficult because he doesn't want me to, and I don't want me to.
Yeah, you're in love with somebody, and at your core, you know, most people in a relationship, there's an element of you, a jealous element of you that really likes being in the other person's company and doesn't want to share that person with other people. But you also have that big conflict where when you can see someone struggling so much and you don't know how to fix it, and they've tried everything, and you know they're determined to make it work at the cost of themselves, and you don't want them to sacrifice themselves over it. At some point you got to think, look, if I love this person this much, then do I want them to destroy everything I like about them?
It is really, really sad. We've really struggled. Our friendship has kept us going, and our genuine love for each other. And when we got married, we had little inscription on our rings saying, "Trust is trust love," on the inside. And that hasn't gone away because we still love each other, and I trust him and he trusts me. And
trust you completely.
And though we can't be what I thought we were going to be when we made those vows that day, I'm still going to be there for him in any way I can.
And I'm still going to be there for you in any way I can. Okay?
It's hard to talk about it. It's one of those things, like, I normally wouldn't put it out on the internet, but just because you guys know us so well and you've been part of our YouTube journey and everything, and our relationship journey and everything.
For a long time.
Yeah, we really want to, like, share that with you.
Yeah.
It's really sad that we're no longer together, but we genuinely are best friends, and we still will be, won't we?
The bestest of friends.
So that's it, guys. Hope you guys understand, and I'm genuinely, like, really scared to make this video because I don't know how people will take it. It is what it is.
It's life, really. It's the truth.
Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys won't hate me because of this. I don't think you guys would. I hate myself at the moment. That's the truth. I don't like myself at the moment. I don't like having to do this. It feels so horrible to have to make this decision. I really don't want to, but I just feel like I don't have a choice. Thank you guys so much for your support and everything, and I hope you guys understand. And thank you, Tikki, for an amazing ride.
Thank you for being my best friend.
Well, no, thank you for being my best friend.
And remember, it's important that you never hate yourself. And I know the reality is people do hate themselves, but if you do, then it's then I guess there's some part of yourself you're not able to accept, and that isn't a good thing. And you have to find a way to learn to accept that part of yourself.
Yeah, and I also try and figure out, like, I feel like I've lost myself, so I've just got to figure out what bits are me. I feel like I've just tied myself in a knot, and I've completely lost who I am now at this point, and I have to try and unravel this mess, you know.
But sometimes that's the best time to find yourself.
There I am.
You are. That's just you there.
God, I'm such a wally. I'm gonna pull up with this kind of behaviour.
Wow.
The sex festival here. See, I met him young, so I snared him in. No,
Trapped me in a net.
I did. I was 20 and I was like, look at that man there, I'll have been double I. And he actually asked me out, so.
Best decision I ever made.
Oh, stop it! No, I wasn't. Look at them. Where's got you? Got you the dirty
It
old.
was the best decision I ever made.
Anyway, we're rambling now, aren't we?
Yes.
Any points this video we come across like we're a bit blasé, it's only because we've been processing this for the last 9 months. But the truth is, when we were dealing with this, we were both in such a mess we couldn't even speak, really. We were just, there's a lot of crying. I have to say, it was calmer than I thought it would ever be. Like, we both, to be fair to us, we were both really respectful of each other, and we were both really civil and really, like, there was no, like, name calling, no, none of that. We just, it was like kind of like a gentle breeze going a different direction.
Yeah.
But then coming back in a big typhoon because we're still best friends.
Yeah.
Any potential partners, like, I don't want a relationship. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm not saying I don't want one down the line. I'm open to one down the line, maybe. The idea of it right now, though, no, because I've been with Tig for 18 years, and like, I really want to just focus on myself. This is what I'm trying to do. But anyone that we do meet down the line, they have to understand that we are mates. This is a package deal.
My best friend is here, and that's part of the deal.
Yeah, so. And that's it. And I'm not... Tig is part of my life now and always, I hope.
You're part of my life.
Yeah. It's a bit of a somber start to the year, so I'm sorry, guys, for that, but...
It's a new start.
It's a new start. He's going to focus on himself. I'm going to focus on myself. But we're still together as friends, and that is something that I'm so thankful for. Genuinely, I'm so thankful for that.
Same here.
I'm going to speak for you, but...
Go for it.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I will do.
But I think one of the reasons that it's worked out this way is because I've been honest with Tig from the very beginning. Yeah. And I've always filled him in, and I've never kept him in the dark about anything. So every decision he's made has been with full knowledge of where I'm at. So I think that might have helped a bit for you.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I mean, there's no guessing what's going on, because you're a very open book. You're very sharing, and you want to include people in your life and what you're going through and what you're dealing with. And I'm talking more so like your partners, obviously. It's a very transparent situation. It's not like it's a surprising end result, though it's a difficult one, because neither of us want it to end, but neither of us can allow it to keep on going on if it's causing one of us pain.
I've said this from the beginning. I don't know if I could be as understanding as you've been. I would still always be there for you, but I think the way I don't know if I'd have dealt with it as well as you seem to.
But I mean, I understand that completely. I mean, I think the fact that I'm autistic, part of my nature, I kind of emotionally disconnect at times, but then I get flooded with emotions suddenly. So I'll be kind of like super easygoing, super cool, and then suddenly I'll be this like oblivion of kind of mess, and then I'll get back to super easy, super cool again. So I think in a weird way that's helped a little bit, weirdly enough. I wouldn't expect anyone else to be able to deal with it like this, because I acknowledge it's a little bit abnormal, and sometimes it feels a little bit cold, because I seem completely fine, but actually I'm not. And then when I start thinking about it, like, it overwhelms me. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think over the few months, I thought he was dealing with it too well. Yeah. And then when I bring up, he seemed to be okay. Like, I wouldn't want to probe too much, because, you know, but he seemed okay with it. And then I thought, oh God, like, I was that easy to lose kind of thing. And
Never.
I felt really sad thinking like he wasn't that bothered, but I didn't understand, because we've only really realised that you've been autistic like the last couple of years, haven't we?
Yeah.
I understand now. We know a bit more about the situation, and Tig's learning more about what it means for him to be autistic. It's harder to know when he needs to deal with something, because it won't bubble up to the surface like it would with me. He'll have to choose to think about it. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. Thank you, Tig, for everything. And I'm gonna do my best going forward to just be the best friend you could ever have.
Don't be silly, you're the best
Well,
friend I ever
I
had.
wanna no, but
I could have more. So.
okay, maybe that's time for us to go, because we have just headbutted each other.